One wrong answer after a car accident can cost you millions of dollars. I'm Phil Snyder, a personal injury attorney. In this video, I'm going to share the 3 biggest mistakes people make that destroy their accident case. Mistake number 1, speaking with the insurance company prior to speaking with an experienced accident attorney. So you get into a crash and the next day you get a call from Progressive and they ask you what happened. And you tell them, I was traveling straight and someone came from a side street and T-boned me. And they say innocuously, well, how fast were you going? Well, I was going with the flow of traffic, so I assume I was going 45 miles per hour. And they say, well, is it possible you were going 50 miles per hour? And you say it's possible. Well, here's the problem. Although you were doing nothing wrong and you were not speeding, the speed limit on that road is actually 30 miles per hour. So you now just told an adjuster that you were going potentially 20 miles over the speed limit and they deny your claim. What's the best way to avoid this mistake? It's simple. Just call an experienced accident attorney following your crash. They could give you advice and they can act as your advocate and speak with the insurance company on your behalf. That's a simple way to avoid a mistake that could potentially cost you millions of dollars down the road when they deny liability. Mistake number 2, waiting to see if you get better prior to receiving medical treatment. At least once a week, we get a call from a client that gets into a crash, let's say on a Friday. Saturday and Sunday, they're resting, they're trying to see if they get better. Monday, Tuesday comes, they're still not better. They call their primary on a Wednesday, and the primary says, yep, I can see you in a week. So by the time they see their doctor for initial treatment, we're now going on 10, 12, 14, 16 days. Well, here's the problem. By delaying that treatment, you're giving the defense the opportunity to claim that this crash is not the cause of your injuries. It must be something else because people that are injured immediately get treatment. Also, in Florida, you have a certain time limitation through something called PIP benefits, where if you don't treat within the first 14 days, you potentially lose $10,000 of medical treatment. Well, how do you fix this mistake? Well, the best way is to immediately get checked out by a doctor, either through urgent care or the hospital. If you can get into your primary, that's great. Oftentimes, a chiropractor is able to see you the next day. But if you delay treatment and give the defense the opportunity to claim that this crash is not the cause of your injuries, you could potentially be leaving thousands, if not millions of dollars on the table when they deny causation related to this crash. Mistake number 3, not telling your treating physician that you were involved in a car accident. Well, why would someone not tell their doctor that they were involved in a car accident when the car accident is what is causing their current complaints? Well, because some doctors just refuse to see personal injury victims. So let's say you were referred to Dr. Jones at Cleveland Clinic, and you heard that Dr. Jones is an amazing doctor. Well, when you call and make the appointment, Dr. Jones's receptionist says, unfortunately, we don't take personal injury victims. It's a standing rule. Well, you say, well, you know what, I'm going to see Dr. Jones anyway and get his opinion as to what's going on. And when you treat with Dr. Jones, you don't tell them that you were involved in a car accident. Well, now his report doesn't mention that you were involved in a car accident. Well, why is this problematic? Well, the defense is going to get these reports in the event that you file a claim. How are they going to get them? Well, your attorney is going to provide it to them. And even if your attorney doesn't provide it to them, there's something called a subrogation log. And a subrogation log will note every doctor you saw where you use your health insurance. So if the defense gets this record from Dr. Jones and it doesn't mention that you were complaining of injuries following your car crash, well, what are they going to do? They're going to claim that your injuries are not related to the car crash. What's the best way to avoid this mistake? If a doctor tells you that they don't want or will not treat you as a personal injury victim, do not see that doctor. Because what's going to happen is by not mentioning the car crash to the doctor and not having it in the report, the defense is going to claim that this crash is not the cause of your injuries, and this mistake could cost you thousands, if not millions of dollars. There are hundreds of amazing doctors that will gladly treat personal injury victims that will provide equal or better service. Do not see a doctor that will not treat personal injury victims, because by not putting that information in the report, you could be leaving a lot of money on the table. We just covered the top mistakes to avoid to increase the value of your injury settlement. But did you know that the insurance company can destroy your case before it even begins? Check out this next video to learn why it is crucially important to talk to an experienced personal injury attorney before ever speaking with an insurance adjuster.